Good evening, everyone. What a pleasure to have everyone here this evening to spend this very special evening of recognition for our high-achieving students. My name is Tina Hoxie, and I'm the Associate Provost and Dean of Student Affairs, and I have the honor tonight of acting as the MC and for the program and moving things along. I want to welcome all of you. I want you to know how much we appreciate that you're taking the time to spend with us this evening. I always try to thread in a little bit of a theme with each year that we do, and higher education certainly is a pathway, and we use pathway at GRCC, and we're using it even more as we look at students starting here at the college. So I'd like you to keep that pathway picture in your mind when you think about a pathway. Think about that pathway to that very first class you took at GRCC and what that felt like. And then think about that last class that you're in right now. So that path may have been one in which it took many curves. But the important thing is that you chose a path at GRCC, and that has led your dreams to success. And that's why you're sitting in this room, the top 5% of our graduating class. So you are pretty smart. We don't always know where that path is going to take us, and it takes an opportunity to take some risks, and sometimes it can be fearful. But here's the upside of it. We keep walking, don't we? And all of you have kept on walking and have reached this path here. So that's wonderful. You know, in terms of the trail that you've blazed or the journey that it's been for you specifically, it's not the same for every student. But tonight, I think what you're going to hear is you're going to hear the footprint of our students and what some of those experiences have been, and we're looking forward to hearing that. So for GRCC, and we look at that path, we're very proud of your success, and this is a time to relax and celebrate. It's a time to honor your academic excellence because truly that's made a difference in the experience for our faculty, our administration, and our college as a whole. We're also thankful that you selected GRCC. You could have gone anywhere, but you chose to come to Grand Rapids Community College. And lastly, it's about honoring you as one of our academic scholars and soon-to-be graduates. So I know sometimes we might eat earlier than 6:30 for some of us. So to know that just my opening, I don't want to go on for much longer. Instead, just want to move on to our dinner, give you an idea of what's going to happen after dinner. We're going to have some remarks from our president who's here with us this evening. And then also we're going to be bestowing this great honor upon you. So please relax, enjoy. I know sometimes it gets rushed to get here with downtown traffic, but I hope you'll relax. You've selected some special people to be with you tonight to enjoy this evening. I think you'll find that our culinary department has prepared just an incredible meal for you. So sit back and enjoy. I'll call you back up when we're ready to start the program, and we're going to go ahead and dismiss by tables to our two buffets on the side. So again, welcome and thanks for being here tonight. We are ready to start our program. Please continue to enjoy your dessert that's there at the table, as well as your coffee. And I don't know about you, but speaking of pathway, I think I could wear out a path on the rug to get over there to that buffet that we had tonight, quite honestly. It was wonderful, just wonderful. It is my distinct privilege at this time to introduce the president of Grand Rapids Community College, Dr. Bill Pink.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm telling you, guys, you got to get used to it. Whenever I say good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, whatever it is, you got to talk to me. Because this is a good night, isn't it? Oh, you guys, are we awake out there? I'm just not, one of the things I love about my job, among other things, is that I am just not that straight up pomp and circumstance, nice and formal. No, we have a good time. We party at the fact that you have accomplished what you've accomplished. And if you can't be happy about it, who else can? Now you got me preaching. If you can't be happy about it, who else can? Thank you. This isn't about me. It's not about anything other than the students sitting in this room who have knocked it out of the park and are getting ready to be called college graduates. Tina, I hope you haven't started my clock yet, because I'm not even started yet. I first of all want to say thank you and welcome to Grand Rapids Community College. Welcome to this celebration. Welcome to this opportunity that we have to honor our students who are the best at what we call the best of the best when it comes to your academic performance. That is so cool, that you have been able to not only endure, but you've been able to accomplish. And we get to celebrate you not only tonight, but I'm counting on the fact that about 2 weeks from tomorrow night, we get to celebrate you again when we put on those funny robes, funny dresses, and funny hats, and we get to walk across the stage, and I get to shake your hand as a college graduate. I hope to see each and every one of you there that night. I hope, as I look at so many family and friends, I want you to be there that night as well, celebrating your graduate. And we'll do that here in a couple of weeks. First of all, before I get too much further, I want to ask you to help me. I ask our wait staff and our cooking staff to come out, because I want them to be out here in our dining room when we say to them thank you and express our thanks to them, not only for the great meal, but for the great service that we've received tonight. Chef Luba and her team, please. Thank you. They take such good care of us when we have events like this, and we get to enjoy really, really good food, and we're grateful for that. I want you to also at this time recognize here at Grand Rapids Community College some people, 3 of the members of our Board of Trustees here at GRCC. At our college, we cannot do our job very well, and we cannot be the best community college in the state of Michigan without the leadership that we have of our Board of Trustees. And I'm going to ask the 3 of them who are present tonight to please stand and be recognized at this time. Our board means a lot to us, and I'm grateful for them when they come and celebrate occasions like this. It shows you, as our students, it shows you how much our Board of Trustees truly cares about this institution. I also want to ask at this time that you give a round of applause for some other people in the room who are people at our institution who are change makers, who are people that do incredible work on this campus in standing in the gap for thousands and thousands of students at this institution. With the faculty, staff, and administration of Grand Rapids Community College who are present, please stand and be recognized at this time. You can't call yourself the best if you have a lousy faculty. And we have an awesome faculty and staff. And that's why I always call this institution the best in the state and one of the best in the country. And I honestly feel that way. And it's because we have people like those who just stood who care truly about this institution. And if they care about this institution, that means students, they care mostly about you. And I'm grateful to you for them. So students, before I sit down, I have one question for you. Because as you have done such a great job, and as we honor you tonight for being the highest performing academic students on this campus of this academic school year, I have one thing I say to you. So what? Big deal. I have in my office, on one of my shelves, I have a golf ball. I love to play golf. And there's a golf ball that sits there. And that golf ball, while it be a tool that can be used to play golf, it does nothing but sit on a shelf. I've never played with that one. It is very clean, because Lord knows the golf balls I use get awfully dirty if I ever find them. But that golf ball just sits there, does nothing. Because a golf ball that sits on a shelf will never get a hole in one. A golf ball that sits on a shelf will never get a birdie, won't get par, won't get thing but dust. Because if the golf ball isn't ever used, it just sits on a shelf for people to see, and that's about it. So I ask you, so what, to this great accomplishment, all these accomplishments, your academic performance, graduation from this great institution, but I say so what because of this. If all you do with what you have learned at this institution is allow it just to sit on a shelf or just to sit on the wall, and you do nothing with this education that you have accomplished, then what have you truly done? What have you done in terms of taking what can never be taken away from you? If anything that can't be taken away from me, it is the education that I have earned in this life. And that's something that no one can take from you. You are going to be a Grand Rapids Community College graduate. You are going to have a college credential, a degree. What are you going to do with that? Whether you go to the next institution, whether you go to work, or whether you do both, because our students do all that and more. And our students have endured, and I know people sitting in this room have endured various things to get to this particular time, to get to this night. The things that you have endured, the things that you have persevered, how you have lasted, how you have finished. What will you do with that? Will you allow that to be something that, just like that beautiful, clean golf ball of mine, sits on the shelf? Or will you take that education, that preparation that you have gotten at this institution, and will you put it to work for yourself, for your family, for the good of this state, for the well-being of West Michigan? What will you do with it? I get the feeling that I am looking at people who are going to put it to use in very miraculous and incredible ways that will call this institution to be very proud of the individuals sitting in front of me this evening, and proud of this institution to be able to call you a Grand Rapids Community College graduate. I get that feeling tonight, and I don't expect disappointment. I expect that what you will do for the people sitting at the table, which includes you yourself, is that you will take this accomplishment of being a graduate and you will think about what is now my next. And you will blow that next out of the water just like you blew this one out of the water. We're proud of you. We're happy to call you a GRCC graduate. Celebrate that tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pink. And now, the moment and the part of the program that we've been waiting for, we've been planning for many, many weeks, is the really induction ceremony that has been a tradition here at Grand Rapids Community College since we started this Delta Pi Alpha honor. So I'd like to call up Dr. Mike Vargo, who's our Dean for School of Arts and Sciences, and he'll provide a little direction and will be helping us this evening. Mike?
Thank you, everybody. It's always a challenge following my friend, Dr. Pink, right? Because he takes you way up, and now we have to sort of settle back down again and get ready to bestow some awards. I've got the privilege this evening, and it is my absolute privilege. I absolutely love this evening. It's second to none on the academic calendar to me. Even better than graduation because it's a little more intimate and a little more fun. Not quite as stressful for me because I announce the names and I'm always getting folks' names wrong. So. I can. Thank you, Becky. Okay. So I have the privilege this evening of announcing the new Delta Pi Alpha recipients. Dr. Pink will confer the honor by presenting each new recipient with a gold medallion. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that it's a solid gold medallion, but talk it over with Dr. Pink if it tends not to be true. A staff member will cue each recipient. I give that joke every year, but it always kills. It always kills. A staff member will cue each recipient to move into position for recognition. I ask that you come to this end of the room when signaled to do that. It has been a tradition to offer you the opportunity to say a few words about your experience at Grand Rapids Community College and introduce your invited guests here with you this evening to celebrate your outstanding academic achievement. So without further delay, the first recipient of the Delta Pi Alpha honor is Kaitlin Bernardo.
Hello. I'd like to thank everybody affiliated with the middle college program at my high school, everybody at Wyoming High School, Dan Clark for getting us oriented in all of this. We started sophomore year, my cohort, so we've been doing this for a long time, ever since I was about 15. So I'm glad to finally be at the finish line, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity.
Kelsey Berry.
I just want to thank my parents for always supporting me and telling me that everything's going to be okay and just helping me with all my homework even now. And to Professor Carrie Davis for continuously supporting me throughout my years here and giving me the good guidance that I needed.
Molly Bruckheis.
I'd just like to thank my family and all the chefs in charge of the culinary program because I wouldn't have made it through without them.
Deborah Cresswell.
I can say truthfully that I don't know where I would be just like in my life or anywhere if I hadn't gone to community college. So I'm glad that I went. Thank you.
Stephanie Kronk.
I just want to thank my parents and all of the child development staff. They've all been wonderful.
Daniel Cruzan, and Daniel will also receive a plaque for achieving a 4.0 grade point average.
Hello. It has been a long journey, and I have no notes with me, but what comes to the forefront of my mind is I am very grateful to the professors here. They have been nothing but supportive to me through this academic journey. Notably, I'd like to mention Katie Vandermeer, Brian Chesla, and most of all, Andrew Rosema for encouraging me to pursue my dream. Thank you.
Sarah, Doctor, and Sarah will also receive a plaque for earning a 4.0 grade point average.
Well, I obviously didn't prepare a speech, but I just want to thank all the faculty and staff, more specifically Professor Talbert. It's a long story short, but she is actually one of the reasons why I had chosen my major. So thank you.
Tikva Finn.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful. I really want to thank Dr. Laura Byers. She's been an incredible inspiration to me and a mentor while I've been here at GRCC, all the incredible faculty and staff. But also I want to take the time to thank my husband, Kyle Finn. He's the reason why I've been able to do this and take on so many activities at GRCC. So thank you, Kyle.
Parzinder Gavri, and Parzinder will also receive a plaque for a 4.0 grade point average.
I want to talk about a little about my journey at GRCC. I'm an international student from New Zealand, and the journey was very difficult in the beginning, not knowing many people here. But GRCC has become like a family to me. I've met wonderful people here, and I really want to thank all the staff and the professors who have helped me achieve this, especially Professor Spittler, who's here with me this evening. He's been a mentor. I've been traveling him on and off after class, asking him a lot of questions, and he's been really supportive. And also I want to thank my family, my husband, who's here too, without whom I would not able to achieve this. Thank you.
Cameron Gim.
Hi. I want to thank my family for instilling in me a respect and a passion for education, and GRCC for providing such a welcoming and wonderful learning environment so that I could do my best here and achieve this. Thank you.
Joe Hamilton.
Hi, my name's Joe Hamilton. My journey started with meeting Dr. Pink. I don't know if he remembers me about a year and a half ago, but almost like his speech, it's hard to go from him to everyone else, but it was a great experience for me. Looking around the room, I'm probably the second oldest person here, so it's been different. So it's been wonderful. Thank you very much. The staff at GRCC has been great. I'm in the electronics engineering department, and that staff has been wonderful. If I was younger, they'd be like fathers to me, but I'm not. So I thank you, Tom Street, and your staff for such a wonderful journey, and thank you very much.
Catherine Hibschman.
Hi. A year ago, my high school plans for college crashed and burned very badly, and I had zero clue what I was going to do, and I just want to give all my respect and all my thanks to GRCC's Chief Whitman for encouraging me to come here and to start on the right path. So thank you.
Leah Jodoin.
Hi. I'd like to thank my family who's here, my partner, Andy, for supporting me, my professor, John Donath, and all the welding professors here who have been very, very wonderful. That department is great. I'd also like to thank my best friend, Gabriel, without whom I wouldn't be here today or graduating even. So thank you very much.
Zachary Johnson.
I'd just like to say college has been very much a journey for me. Years ago, I found out I was diagnosed with a chronic illness, which has made schooling hard for me. I would miss class and stuff like that. It has gotten much better over the years, but in the very beginning, it was much worse of college, and I am so thankful to all my teachers who were so understanding and helpful for me to get through missing class and things like that. I would really like to thank the disability services here at this college because they are some of the best I've ever had to deal with. I'd especially like to thank Timothy Coates, a programming teacher of mine who I've had through almost my entire college career. And I'd like to thank my parents who helped me through the transition that was college. Thank you.
Nicole Lehman.
I just want to thank my wonderful parents who pushed me and made sure that I knew that everything was okay, even though I was freaking out sometimes, but we're good now.
Carson McReady.
Oh my goodness. Well, I would like to first thank Professor Lee Kleiner and and my mother, who is also a teacher, because it is from these professors and this faculty and these people who really make an individual difference in the lives of students that really make it possible for all of us. So thank you very much.
Nicole Meredith. And Nicole will receive a plaque for earning a 4.0 grade point average.
Thank you, everybody. Congratulations.
Katie Offringa.
It's been an interesting ride, and I'd like to thank my family, and I'm glad it's almost done, 2 weeks.
Logan Ostdike.
All right, well, I'm very glad to be here. Very, very thankful. And it's been a good time. I've been here about 2.5 years, and I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot as a person, and I have mostly my professors to thank for that, but a lot of the staff has been great also and very, very helpful in giving me directions. But I just want to thank my parents for supporting me in many ways, and my calculus professor, David Pruce. I had a lot of good conversations and good lessons with him, and my friend, Mayor Pohl, for his mentorship and friendship. Thank you.
Kimberly Patulski.
Just thank you to everyone who supported me in my many freakouts over this time. Thank you.
Derek Place. And Derek will receive a plaque for earning a 4.0 grade point average.
I just want to thank my family and friends and my wife, Debbie, who's here with me tonight. And I had a great time at GRCC.
Naum Walk.
Hi, as an international student, like I still remember like when I first came to the state and applied to GRCC, I was very nervous because I think with my language barrier, how could I study? How could I communicate? And how could I ask for help when I need to? But thank you our professor and staff at GRCC for creating a wonderful studying environment. Especially thank you, Katie Hughes, for being such a kind and nice person to me. She always be there for me, helping me when I need it. Thank you so much.
Thomas Smart Jr.
All right, I'll be quick. I'm Tom. Been fun. Did the Marine Corps, so all good now. But thanks to my family and everybody.
Elizabeth Suvede.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm in the culinary program here. I wanted to thank all of the culinary staff. They're awesome. They all have their unique niches and personalities that make it really fun to go through their classes. I especially want to thank Chef Bob Schultz, who came tonight. I appreciate his support. I think he's one of the chefs I found that loves international cooking more than I do, and I loved his inspiration. And to Dr. Pink, my golf ball is off the shelf, and I'm running after it, so thank you very much.
Catherine Wisman.
Hi, I guess I'd just like to thank my parents and my grandparents. They're all here tonight, and, you know, they let me stay at their house and eat their food, which was great. And my boyfriend, who stayed up, you know, till like midnight with me some nights working on like annotated bibliographies and things that made me all stressed. And then my boss, I work at the writing lab, my boss, Dan Sullivan, he really just like took a concern in my education that I haven't really experienced before and just made me feel like I could do things that I didn't know I could do. So yeah, thank you.
Sarah Yonkers.
I'd like to thank my family for this, especially my children and my husband. As a lot of you have heard, going through college for a lot of people is very stressful. And as some of you may know, as a woman, dealing with pregnancy is very stressful. So you combine the two together, and it takes a special person to be able to put up with that person. On top of it, he also held down a full-time job and is a full-time student as well, supporting our family. So I want to thank him for being there and for helping us make it through this journey. And I want to thank all of the chefs through the Culinary Arts program. They really pushed, every chef pushed me in some way or in some form. Chef Schultz, he actually was already invited by someone else. Was a great mentor, and Chef Will could not come either. He's actually teaching pastry class tonight, which amazing pastries. Go to the Heritage Restaurant and you can try them. But thank you for this.
Sarah Young.
I knew I was going to have to do this because I knew I couldn't see everybody in the back.
And I actually need to say that right now this is actually a culmination of my GRCC college career, because when I started, I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. I'm still not completely sure where I'll end up. But I also knew that I needed to start, which I started back in January of 2015. And really what set me on my path right now was, speaking to, unfortunately, not the same teacher I invited tonight, who Professor Sutton has been great for me along the path, who I would not have met if I hadn't had a conversation with somebody that asked me, what do you want to do with a psychology degree? And I couldn't answer that. And this actually happened to be a public speaking class, and she could already see my potential, and she suggested communication studies. And I went from being somebody who couldn't be seen, didn't want to be seen, to somebody who needs to be heard. And I feel that I now have a voice that has grown so much that I feel like I actually have something to offer the world now. I feel like I actually have found my path. It's more than just a degree for a job. I found the path for my life. And I don't know that I can really give that any justice beyond thank you to everybody. And I don't know if there's anybody in this room who already knows me already, but I thank you so much for putting up with me along the way, because I know there's at least Carson back here. Yes, there you are. Carson, I know for sure her and I last semester had some uncomfortable conversations at times, but also some conversations that have really brought a lot of growth. And I do want to tell you, Carson, there still is not any resolution, but we are on a very good path. So I thank everybody here, and I also want to tell everybody in this room that you do have something to offer. Even if you have that degree already and don't know what you want to do, think outside the box. Think outside the box. Don't just assume that degree is it. See what you can do with it and really find your purpose, because it's the only thing that's really going to bring you any happiness in this life. So thank you very much.
At this time, I would like to ask all Delta Pi Alpha recipients to stand. This completes the list of Delta Pi Alpha honor recipients attending this evening for the academic year of 2018-2019. Once again, please join me in congratulating them on their induction into the Delta Pi Alpha Honor Society at Grand Rapids Community College. Thank you. I would like to now introduce Dr. Lori Chesley, Provost, Executive Vice President for Academic Student Affairs, and my friend, who will present the Arthur Andrews Award.
I believe that this is also solid gold. I am delighted to present the Arthur Andrews Cup for 2019 this evening. This gold cup symbolizes excellence in scholarship for each new Delta Pi Alpha member. Permanent possession is given to the new Delta Pi Alpha member who has earned the highest grade point average. The Arthur Andrews Cup also honors the memory of its namesake, who served Grand Rapids Junior College as president for 35 years, from 1919 to 1955. Arthur Andrews was a man dedicated to the preservation and growth of academic excellence at Grand Rapids Junior College. He valued the school and its academic integrity. He often said that we must give our students an education here as good as or better than they would receive at the university. The records of GRJC and GRCC students who have gone on to further study certainly show that his colleagues and successors also espoused this lofty goal. So tonight, we honor the memory of one of our outstanding leaders and the achievements of all of you, our outstanding students. We bestow a share of this award upon each one of you, the new Delta Pi Alpha class. This present graduating class includes 13 students, 13, who have earned a perfect 4.0 cumulative grade point average. Well, you know the slogan, you can't do better than all A's. So we need to find a way of distinguishing the student who will be given permanent possession of this gold cup from his or her equally accomplished peers. We do this by choosing the student from among the 13 who has earned, in addition to a perfect 4.0, the most credits. It gives me great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2019 Arthur Andrews Cup, Daniel Cruzan.
As I said earlier, it has been a long and quite a stressful journey, but I'm very happy to have made it through. Part of the reason I have so many credits is I'm pursuing one of the 3-in-1 programs with Ferris, and I've been working very hard at that, and I'm very thankful to all the GRCC professors that helped me through that. I guess it would probably be appropriate to give a little bit of backstory. It all kind of started when I was 18 years old. I had hopes of going to college, establishing a career, but something terrible happened. My father got sick with cancer, and we ended up living with that for 6 years, and that pretty much just totally took up our entire attention, and the recovery period after that, I spent most of that time working in a factory, and I was just doing the grind. I was working over 40 hours, sometimes 50, 60 hours a week, and I was just using that time to recover and save up, and I had no idea that when I quit my job and would start going to college that I would do so well. And it's hard to put into words. I had no idea what I was capable of academically. And I am so thankful to everyone here for helping me achieve that. And from here on out, it's going to be finishing up the Ferris degree. I'm looking forward to continuing that and establishing my career. Thank you very much.
And now I'll ask Dr. Hoxie to come up again to the podium.
Comes down just a little bit here for my height. What an amazing, amazing program, but most important, it's about the voice that just was provided to the pathways that you all have taken, and how compelling to hear all the journeys that you each have had. You know, I want to mention and thank Kathy Nowitzki. I don't know if Kathy's maybe out there. Kathy actually is a graduate with her associate's degree here at GRCC. And a Delta Pi Alpha recipient, I should add, as well. And it takes someone special to make sure your night is special, and she does that. She makes sure that every little detail for this evening goes off without a hitch, and thank you so much for doing that. I know it's greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, the walk here was a little short. The path was a little short. Now, the next path I'd love to see all of you is on commencement. And that's where you walk across the stage. Now, here's what's special about our commencement at GRCC. We read every single name. We give you an opportunity to come across the stage, shake President Pink's hand, shake one of our trustees. We take some great pictures that are there. And it's also a time for your family to be there to celebrate and to shout out that accomplishment you have. So if you're not thinking about it, this is always my chance to give that plug and that push because the staff work very hard as a team to make sure that that is a very special collegiate evening that celebrates your academic success. So if you're not planning, I hope you will plan and want you to know that there's still time to participate in that, and we hope that you will. I want to close with, I talked about you know, the paths of your dreams and the successes, and we've heard a little bit of that tonight. But I think from the student perspective, it really is about your personal perseverance to stay on the pathway, and we've heard that. The other is about you've achieved some amazing academic excellence accomplishment. You've done that. You've done that. Now, we have heard about faculty and staff be helping, but it's really been you, and that's amazing. The other is around talents that you've developed and you've discovered. We hear a little bit of that each time, and I know sometimes it's nervous for individuals to talk, and that's why I hold the microphone so that, you know, we kind of encourage that because we tape it. So I think you all should get some extra credit for a communication course that maybe you did or did not take. So you did your public speaking tonight, and we appreciate you telling your story because it's the story of you that makes GRCC the great institution and community college that we are, because it's because of you that we're here in this community and serving our students. And lastly, it's about the hard work that you've all done that makes an incredible difference. So I hope you've really enjoyed this evening. I invite all of you, if you'd like to come up and take some pictures, to please do that before you go. And again, thank you for coming, and thank you for being a part of this very special program. Have a great evening.